Crappens! Don't wait a week for a new video. Join our Patreon at the Crappens On Demand level for instant recap access. Link in description. Enjoy the show! Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, the podcast for all that crap we love to talk about on ye old bravs. I'm Ronnie, but you know what? Only one side of this bed is full right now, so let's bring in my work husband. He's handsome, he's talented, he's tall, he's thin. His name is Ben Mandelker. Hello, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. What's going on with you, baby?
Not much. Not much. Just excited to go back into the world of Below Deck, Just another lovely day.
We are back with Below Deck. Sorry it's been inconsistent, but Bravo's got so much on our plates right now that, you know what? Sometimes we just have to say no. And Below Deck, now that it's on year-round, sometimes two at the same time, Below Deck gets pushed. I believe Below Deck deserves to get pushed. It's like no one needs 24 hours of this shit, okay? So it's that one. But we still love it. We're still watching it, and we are back with it today. We're also back on tour. Oh, Bueller just yawned. Really? Are you sick of me talking about the tour, Bueller? Because that was a very big yawn for the camera, okay? So we are back. We'll be in San Diego on June 9th, and then the next weekend we're in St. Paul, Chicago, and Columbus. A 3-show weekend, which is knucking futs. And then we're going to be in Boston and Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut to close out our tour. We're very excited. Also, we are on demand today. We are on video. For those of you who don't know, Ben is in front of a burning boat, a boat that's on fire.
A boat that's on fire. I felt like I needed to celebrate the latest catastrophe to hit this ill-fated boat by depicting a seafaring vessel that's gone down in flames.
Well, we are on video. You can find it immediately. If you're listening to this, the video is up on our Patreons at the Crappens On Demand level. We're on video every day now. So for that, you can watch us every day if you'd prefer a video recap. We love it. They're also released a week later for free on YouTube. So we're going to start building up a pretty big catalog over at YouTube. So go give us a subscribe. Okay, on the L YouTube, and you can start watching our back catalog and stuff when you're bored. That should be fun. And today, here we are with a little bit Below Deck. First, let's just watch Bueller make his house out of he's doing a pillow house. It's impressive. You're doing it, Bueller, into the middle pillow. Now get that front pillow worked out. Get that front. Yeah. Okay, yes.
Oh yeah, get that paw. Oh yeah, get that paw. Oh yeah.
You can physically change the shape of the couch if you just paw at it enough. It's not going well for you? All right, well, he's going to think about it while he looks at my Trixie Monocle artwork.
Oh, a little paw. What's he doing now? Headbutton push that pillow.
Stop it.
Yeah, get in there. Get in there.
All right.
Oh, Bueller doing everything he can do. This will go on TikTok. This got to go. Let's put this on TikTok.
You did it!
Yeah.
Oh my God! Well done, darling. Well done. God, take that break. It was deserved. All right, sorry on audio, people, but we're still getting used to this video thing. We love it. Yeah. Okay, let's get to Below Deck. Smoke on the Water, Season 4, Episode 7.
Yeah. So last week we sort of gave a brief overview of this on our bonus episode. But the big drama that happened was that Gary was taking a cigarette break while everyone was waiting for him to do something on the gelato station. And then as a result, everyone got mad at him. And so then after the guest left, Colin was like, hey, man, that was a dick move. What you just did there, that was not cool. They took a cigarette break. It reminded me this time, in the final stages of my relationship with my girlfriend.
This man runs on cigarettes and arse. I've got to get some arse. See you.
All right, well, I'll put a little bookmark in there and I'll resume my personal story about my wife when you come back to talk to me again in the future.
And Gary's like, fucking hell, grow a pair of balls. And Daisy's like, he is such a dick. He can go fuck himself. And so Gary is sitting with Mads, Lucy, Chase, and Alex, like all the new kids, all the non-regulars are just trying to sit down and have a nice after-work moment, right? And so Daisy comes up to Gary. And she's like, that charter was that charter was you even when a frog shows its ankle. It was hard, Gary. It was a hard charter.
It was non-stop. And when I tried to go to stand up for myself, Colin completely fucking turns its back around on me. And don't turn me into a clown in front of everyone. Okay, that's not right. Wait a second, did you just put a little red nose on my face? How could you do that to me, Gary?
I know that was directed at me, you fucking prick. So all the kids get up and move. They're like, okay, the old people are fighting now. And Gary's like, guys, you can stay. Let's get your place, huh? And so Daisy's like, I've never been this angry with Colin before. He knows exactly what he's doing. He loves to come in and be the voice of reason, but it's none of his fucking business. Colin needs to shut the fuck up and know his fucking place. It's like, yes, Daisy.
Exactly.
Can Daisy just be on every Below Deck? This is the energy I need from every Chief Stew.
I need Daisy and Faye to sort of just like run a ship together. So they're going to be going to a restaurant tonight because it's like break night and everything. So Glenn's like, hey, everyone. So I'm going to take you all to your restaurant on a tender. Hopefully it won't catch on fire or drag anchor while we get there. But who knows? Fingers crossed. And so then, meanwhile, Gary, this whole cliffhanger between Gary and Colin, where Colin's like, it was a dick move, bro. Colin's like on his bed, and Gary goes into the room. He's like, hey, I'm sorry about everything before. He's like, yeah, man, no hard feelings. I was like, well, guess that fight really lasted all of 30 seconds, sirs.
Yeah, it's like, come on, let's have a beer brew. And Colin's like, what about Madison? Are you going to kiss Madison? Tell me what you going to do. Are you going to make some kissy sounds with somebody? Tell me everything about it.
And
fucking Colin creepy. It's creepy now. It's officially creepy, Colin. It's just weird now.
He's into it. So the producer's like telling Gary, like, do you think Daisy knows that you made out with Madison? He's like, I don't really care, blah, blah. And so Daisy, meanwhile, she is...
well, he doesn't just say that. First of all, he looks down and he's like, no, which Gary never looks down. Okay, so he does feel guilty. And he's like, but she's into Alex anyway, because Gary's 10 years old, and this is how Gary works, right? Like, Daisy's into somebody, so he's going to force himself into being with this girl that he probably doesn't even, I mean, she talks like this. Nobody is with her on purpose, okay? That voice gives anybody a headache.
Seriously. So then they're all piling onto the tender and everything, and they're all doing selfies, and then they basically get to the restaurant, and Chase is just being like the worst person at a nice restaurant. He's like, wow, well, hey everyone, well, I feel bad for anyone who's wearing heels tonight, man. Wow, hey, this is nice. We're really living the life right now. We're fancy people at a restaurant. Ooh, they got fork and knife. I'm gonna put my napkin in my shirt at this point. It was fancy food.
This is a restaurant where they have two waiters, so I don't know if one is in training or if it's just that fine dining that they have two, but I think one's like in training or something. So they're like, hello, we are going to give you the Sardinian experience. And Lucy's like, do you have rosé then? And Chase is like, wow, we got 006 and 007 over here giving us service. Woohoo! Woo-hoo-wee. He's got fucking tweezers. What are you living the life, bro? Yo, girls. Hey, girls, take service notes on this. Am I right? Look at these two. Got to dress like a couple of fucking penguins to give good service. Am I right?
He's acting like he doesn't work on a luxury yacht. It's like, oh, well, they got the tweezers out. Wow, look at this fine dining. They got multiple forks on the table. It's like, sir, you work on a luxury yacht. Why are you gawking at this?
This guy is so... I'm expecting him to like get up and be like, hey, we can do the Pledge of Allegiance on our armpits. Watch us. So he's total trash. So Lucy's like, you know, all I fucking need is Chase to make shit jokes about my fucking job in front of Glenn.
Yeah. And then Alex, meanwhile, on the corner of the table is like being really flirty with Madison, and they're just like being like all up in each other and everything. And Gary's watching, and he's just like, hubba, jealous hubbub. And then food arrives, and it's like, who knows what it is, but it's like a lovely little dish. And Chase goes, what's this? Chicken nuggets with watermelon? Yeah, okay. Oh, this seems real cool.
Meanwhile, to the romantic flirtation with Alex and Mads, he goes, you look hot, bitch. Fucking sexy. I was like, wow. So it's like the Notebook. So Chase is like, Sue, chicken nuggets. Hey, got any honey mustard? And so Lucy's like, uh-oh, I didn't put my knee board up, guys. And then we see the clip of Daisy putting her, I guess it's called a knee board up, so she won't fall out of fucking bed because she's Lucy. You know, her check cashing place window. And
Yes.
Lucy's like, Colin, you're going to have to put that back up for me. And he's like, I'll put it on my to-do list. And Daisy's like, yeah, Colin, can finally do something.
And Colin's like, ooh, Daisy. Daisy wants to fight tonight. She goes, but someone's on the firing line tonight. And Colin's like, I don't want to fight with anyone on board, let alone Daisy. But she's a good friend, but I'm not going to be meant to be mad about my opinion, okay? I'm not going to be meant to feel bad about it. And she can be mad all night long if she wants, but it's a waste of her own energy. It's like I told my ex-girlfriend, stop making omelets when you know I don't eat
Here's
omelets.
to Daisy and Colin. They're going to be a really good match. I like that Daisy. I like when Daisy gets mad. She gets this Popeye thing where one of her eyes kind of half closes and the other opens really big. And I just want her to be like covered in ash, like have ash or like soot on her face and like a bonnet. And like she's just like marching in Les Miserables. Like I just see her as like an angry extra in a musical from that time period. Like at the end of the day, you get nothing for nothing. God damn it, Colin. And that's all you get when you laugh at the poor. She's got that old musical anger to her.
I know. But I feel like her musical would not be called Les Miserables. I feel like her musical would be called like Miserable Aria. So Chase is, meanwhile, Chase is doing that thing where he's doing the loud thing where he goes, these chicken nugget top things are real good. It's real nice. You got some ketchup for these, please? I love it.
Hi, you guys got any tang in here? By the way, he doesn't even have that accent. It's just so funny that he acts like such a heathen,
He does.
Like, come on, dude. So Gary's like, whoa, look at Mads and Alex living over there. I didn't even realize I was a jealous person, but here I am. And Alicia's like, what are you going to do about it? And he's like, nothing, probably. And Mads is like, your heart, is that what you said, Alex? Did you say your heart? Hey, Alex, we should go sing some karaoke. Let's go do karaoke, Alex.
Let's go.
Oh my God, it gets worse. It gets worse. Please don't let this girl sing karaoke. I can't even listen to you speak. Do not go to a karaoke place.
And I will always love you. I have a lot of brothers. So she goes up to smoke. And she and Alex go off to smoke. So then Gary, they're like sitting together, and Gary, who complains about cock blocking later this episode, literally goes over to cock block. He goes and he sits right in front of them, and he's in a power position because he's actually Alex's boss. And he's like sitting there, right, like staring at her. And then she's doing that whole thing where she goes, oh, why is it always me left with the boys? Isn't that funny how that happens? So he's like, well, seems to be a thing, girlfriend. Yes, I did just say girlfriend like that. It was weird for everyone involved. Wasn't it, girlfriend?
And Colin's like, she's really upset about it, can't you tell, boys? And she's like, I'm not upset about it at all. And Gary goes, yeah, cry me a river. And Chase is like, oh, wow, for you. It's just me and the boys. Want me to call Penguin 1 and Penguin 2 over here? They mate for life, right?
So Gary, in Spanish, says to her, like, you play with people, like, and I don't want to play. So he's kind of like negging her a little bit, right? Being like, you're a manipulator. I'm straightforward. But by the way, he is like the master player, baiter and player. And she's like, liar, you do too. And so then Alex is like, Alex just walks away because he's like, this is my boss. I'm not going to, like, this is too messy. This is my boss. I'm going to stay away from this. So basically, Gary wins. And
Alex has also got to be kind of like confused. I mean, he's kind of confused anyway. He's not the brightest bulb on the tree, right? But you've got Alex, who's Alex. I mean, look at Alex. He's Alex, okay? And then you've got Gary. And Gary, like, you're going to choose Gary? Who wouldn't walk away? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bye. So then Alex is, so Gary's like, come on, Mads. And she's like, why are you being so sensitive? And he's like, I'm not, but don't kiss me one night and flirt with someone else. See, that's what you do every fucking season, multiple times.
Literally every season. Watch the last 3 seasons. And he's like walking with his arm on her shoulder and everything. And she's like, who am I flirting with? Because he's also kind of like, talk about like a mind game. He's like literally, I mean, she is flirting with Alex, but like also she's allowed to flirt with Alex. And but now he's making her almost feel bad about it, and he's like, "Oh, shut up, woman!" Seriously. So they get into the vans, and in the girls' van, they're playing fuck, marry, kill, and everything. And meanwhile, the boys are just like literally wrestling. They're just like wrestling in the van because I guess that's just what boys do. So Madison's like,
Whoever starts fuck, married, kill is just the one who wants to do it, and they don't want anyone else to do it. So Daisy starts it. She's like, fuck, marry, kill, go. And Mads actually does it. She's like, fuck Alex, marry Colin, kill Chase. Ah. And then Daisy's like, okay, I'll do it. I'll kill Colin because he's really got me tinkered. I'm really mad about that guy right now. So then why don't you just say that? Why do you got to make it a whole game where we have to like murder and fuck someone in our brains?
because it's all about the build-up. Makes it even sweeter when I say, kill Colin. I mean, look at my shoes. They're 6 feet long. The only ones I could find. He literally turned me into a clown.
So then they get back and everyone's like, hot tub, hot tub. And Chase is like, oh, sweet, we're playing Twister tonight, boy. And so he's brought a Twister game with him.
He actually brought a. At the first, I thought he was being jokey, but he actually has a Twister game, which for some reason, why is that making me think of Caroline Manzo? Did they play Twister on Real Housewives of New Jersey once? Like, why did I just have a flash of Caroline Manzo?
I think
terrifying
that
thought.
Chase is confused because he's really tall and he works out and he feels like people should be attracted to him, but they're just not. I don't want, like, spoiler alert, it's your personality. But so he tries to do things like Twister, and then later his like weird porny yoga poses. It doesn't work. You know what I mean? Twister's like the thirstiest game, and that you carried it with you in your suitcase makes me sad for you.
It's also not a fun game. I always find
not a
Twister to
fun
be
game.
very annoying.
No,
It's uncomfortable. Not like uncomfortable. It's like, ooh, positions. It's like literally like, I'm in a position that's making me uncomfortable right now, like physically uncomfortable. Like,
Totally.
How about a game called Twister where, how about something called like Sitter? Where it's
Sitter,
like, okay, everyone, sit down. Okay, game over.
Yeah, that's the end. You just have a nice seat and it's done.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to go to the hot tub. The girls are getting in their suits, and Gary's behind the bar, and Colin is there. And Daisy goes, "Are you not gonna have a shot with us, Colin?" But she's saying it in that way, like, "I've made your little daughter after you died, work in the inn after I promised to take care of her, master of the house, and love the house." He just goes downstairs. And Chase is like, everyone else in the crew wants to get drunk and fight and go to bed. Well, excuse me, but I'm here to vibe. I've been trying to be friends with everyone. Come on, man, let's have fun. Let's celebrate Twister.
So they do actually play Twister. This was actually one of those situations where I thought the storyline was going to be like, I brought out Twister and no one wants to play it. It just feels like I'm not connecting with anyone. But they actually do play Twister, and they are like happy with it. So they have this big messy Twister, a lot of crotches, a lot of legs in strange directions. And then Gary's like, "Hey, Maz, come talk to me. Like, walk and talk with me. Okay. I told you tonight that I'm not here to play games at all, Twister exempted." And then there we go, like, precisely point taken. Here comes Alex walking down the stairs to cockblock me after I cockblocked him. Like, enough said. I don't think I have to say anything more.
He's so bad at this, and she's so lame for falling for this, okay?
I know.
Because he's followed her twice now. He followed her to go smoke earlier to guilt her, and now he's immediately following her now to go, all we did was hook up, and I want you to know that that's it, all right? Because I'm not here to play games. He looks like a soggy Big Mac carton. Like if you buy McDonald's in the rain, that's what he looks like, trying to make her feel bad. And then, like you said, Alex comes down.
You get a Big Mac in the you get a Big Mac in the rain. You like walk through the drive-thru or something, so you just had to hold it like it just got rained on.
Yeah, it's just all misshapen and like gross. It's like a soggy.
You didn't have an umbrella. I was like, I can get my umbrella, or I can get a Big Mac. Big Mac wins.
Yeah, just you're holding it over your head to try and it just looks like it.
Oh, the Big Mac is your cover. You're like, I'm getting rained on. Hold my Big Mac over my head.
So he just looks all soggy and gross. And then Alex comes down, like you said, and Alex doesn't care. He's just like kind of slapping the bar, and he's like, "Hey, double thumbs up." Gives him a double thumbs up. He's wasted. And Gary's like, "Yeah, nothing to say to you. Nothing more to say. There's the point right there. Look at him right there." And Alex just leaves.
So Matt's like, "So what am I doing, Gary? Please explain." I know I go with the flow. I'm not expecting anything, and you're being a little dramatic. And he's like, well, are you interested in me anyway? Blah, 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 blah. And she's like, yeah. So they start kissing and everything. And she's like laughing in the interview because she's like, well, I'm horny. I've got my needs, which is like, I love that idea. Like, you know what? If you're horny, enjoy it. But the problem that I have is this nagging feeling that in like 2 episodes, we're going to start hearing, I guess I'm kind of like falling for the guy. And then after that, it's going to be like, he is like, now all of a sudden he's got his eyes on someone else after he was trying to go for me so hard. So I'm like, I just don't want to deal with that whole path that we know this is going to go down.
Every time, It's like every season, it's the same fucking thing with Gary. And I'm really hoping it's not. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I was drinking some bubbly water. But I'm really hoping it's not going to be like that with Mads. But I have to say, I really hope that it wasn't going to come to this. You fucking loser. What are you doing, Mads? You have Alex trying to get with you, and you're with Gary. Why? So they start making out all over the boat. And then he keeps like getting her, like he takes her up to the wheelhouse and spreads her legs and like gets in her. And it's like, oh, really? You're going to fuck on camera in the wheelhouse? So she gets out of that one. Then he gets her up against the wall and like, it's gonna like, what are you going to fuck her in the hallway on camera? Stop, dude. And then she gets away from him, but we get his boner. They give us the sign of Gary's boner. And that's what you're working with? That?
Yeah.
And you get all of this? Is a man bun really that powerful? And I get that I may be upset about it because I'm a bald person. But really? That man buns are that powerful? I'm pissed. I'm going to start taking, what's the shit you put on your hair to grow it back? Dude, is it too late?
Rogaine.
Yeah.
Brugane. I guess the one saving grace is that in this season, Mads actually has options because usually, everyone always has an option with Colin, but no one ever really thinks of Colin that way, which is sad. But even though he's like literally the hottest person on the boat, but and previous seasons,
he doesn't have a sexual energy though. He
has a brother energy. Yeah, even though I feel like he's like very sexy. Like he's always like handling things and taking care of things and saving the day. But he doesn't. I think like when it comes to like flirtation, he doesn't have that. But like
he's the person that always makes every conversation about you. Like he refuses to talk about himself. Like we joke that he never gets to talk about himself and that he's always been cut off. But he really never wants to offer. I feel like if you ask him something, he's like, "Oh, but who do you like?
Right?
Who you gonna make kissy with?"
Yeah, he's nice, and that's a fatal flaw in someone who is trying to apparently want to have a romance with a stew. But what I was gonna say though is that like at least in previous seasons, it's always been like girls fighting over Gary, and in this case, it's actually Gary fighting with a guy over a girl. So there's like a slightly different vibe with that, but I'm afraid it's just gonna go down the same path as usual.
Well, he's not fighting with him. He's just like right now we're watching Gary beg, and it's sad. I hope he's as sad watching it as I am for him watching it, because
he might be.
It's sad. So next day they go to bed. They just kiss, and he blows her kisses as she goes to bed. So now it's the next day. It's 9 a.m. It's 27 hours till charter, and Daisy starts the day the way I think Daisy starts every day. She just goes, "Fuck."
Fuck, I have a headache. So then Colin's like, Gary, how was your night? Tell me everything. What did you do?
Who did you make kissy with, Gary? We keep getting these shots throughout this episode. I would just like to thank whoever the hooker is in the editor room who loves Alex too. We get all of these shots of Alex in his underwear just slowly rubbing his wiener. Like this was like a very like slow Alex wiener rub, and then we get some really slow shots of Alex on his face. He's like face down, clenching his butt cheeks and unclenching them like really slowly, and I'm like, yes, editors, yes, thank you.
It's fun. It's good content.
Yeah, they know what we're here for, even if we have to watch big Matt Carton face try and get laid for another year.
So Colin's like, so what happened? And Gary's like, well, why must I kiss and tell? Wink, wink, implying that there was a kiss that can be told about. And Chase is like, who was it? Was it during Twister? What a great game. And Gary's like, it was Mads. It was Mads, yeah. So then Mads tells Daisy that she and Gary hooked up. And Daisy's like, oh, that's fine. That's not a bad thing at all. I mean, bad for your self-esteem and, your personal image. But other than that, it's great. No problems.
And Mads is like, I don't know. So then Gary sees Mads and hugs her. He's like, oh, hello, you. And he's like, I'm pretty sure I'm still drunk. So Colin sees Daisy and avoids her, and she avoids him. It's like, dun, dun, dun. Yeah. And then they just go about work, It's like, Lucy, Mads, can you refresh the cabins? And then Lucy's like, I'm on one today. Fell out of my bed. Fell over the actual knee guard today. Fell over. I had to climb it in my sleep to fall over it today.
So then Daisy goes up to Gary and is like, Gara, did you sleep? Did you make out with Madison? And he's like, discretion. She goes, well, I know something. You're not telling me something. And then Lucy's talking to Mads, being like, do you actually fancy ham? And Matt's like, it is what it is.
And Gary's like, well, we sat up for a bit days. That's what we did. And she's like, well, why wouldn't you tell me this? It's not like it's a secret, Gary. And he's like, Daisy knows nothing of me kissing love, because every time I like a girl, Daisy tries to cock block me every single time. And then we see clips of last season when she's like, don't you have to do some laundry instead of making out with Gary?
Well, by the way, the reason why she cock blocks is because Gary distracts her staff from doing the jobs they need to be doing. He always they're in their laundry room. He comes up, starts talking to them. They're trying to set a table. He starts talking to them. She's shooing him away so that way her staff can get their shit done.
You're Swiffer blocking. You're Swiffer blocking, okay? She's blocking your cock from blocking the Swiffer from moving across the floor.
Exactly. So now it's time for a preference sheet meeting, and it's repeat guests. Oh my God, it's like the best charter ever. Jim Blumenthal, who was on last season, he's coming on and he wants his alter ego, Big Jim, to come on out. So we're really happy for this guy.
Yeah, they're super excited, and I guess we're supposed to be like, oh my God, it's Big Jim. Big Jim's back, everybody. Guys, it's Big Jim. Who the fuck is Big Jim? I don't remember him. What did he do?
Show. I'm like, oh God. Okay. Worse, the crew talent show or the crew Olympics or the crew relay races. Either way, these all have to be retired. Don't need to see this.
Yeah, agreed. So his alter ego needs more nighttime debauchery, no dietary requirements, and water sports, yoga, seafood palooza. Also, I can do without seafood palooza. I know that that's a below deck made up word, but did you already say that?
No, I didn't. I don't mind the seafood palooza as much because it's not actually, we are not like invested in any storylines. Seafood palooza, it's just like fish goes out onto a table. I get annoyed when I have to watch 10 minutes of the crew like doing stupid.
I just don't like palooza-ing of things.
Okay. Yes.
In general, I don't like a palooza-ing of something. It's like, hey, you guys want to go swimming today? No. Do you want to swim a palooza? It's like, oh, okay. So we're just gonna swim more. Are we gonna wear flannel while we do it? Like, what is the palooza aspect?
You know what? I agree with that. I think we can retire a palooza-ing of things.
Thank you. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah, that was an agreement palooza. So, something falls on Glenn.
Compromise a palooza.
Discussion palooza. So afterwards, more cleaning, a thing falls on Glenn out of a cupboard. He's like, what the hell was that? It's just like a memory of Paget and Sierra falling on his shoulder. And then
I wrote, ladle falls on Glenn's head, LOL. So then Collie calls Daisy to the flybridge, and we get dramatic music. And Colin's like, so you want to have a chat, Daisy? Who you kissing? She's like, what do you want to talk about? Don't ask me who I'm kissing right now. You don't have any right to know that. And he's like, you're obviously upset with me. I'm in the firing line, as you said. You felt attacked by what I said. The fact that I'm even in a firing line in your mind hurts. No one wants to be fired at, Daisy.
well, you shut me down, and I know that comment was about me to made me look like a clown. Look at this polka dotted outfit you forced me into today. And he's like, well, it wasn't about you. I know it was a very critical tip meeting, and I thought, listen, just to put it in perspective, this is normal stuff, guys. Now, did you have any sexual fantasies last night? Want to share them with me at all?
Well, Glenn making these comments and then you chipping in what I felt. You know what I felt? Overwhelmed. That's what I said. You know the first word I said when I woke up? Was it fuck? It was. How did you know? It's literally the word you use every day when you woke up, Dave. Okay?
I heard you say it after I heard that bike horn go off. Because you're a clown.
So it's like it wasn't about you, all right?
Sell that. Just gonna sell that real hard.
Keep on that clown horn. She's like, I was overwhelmed. And he's like, well, I didn't mean to make you feel worse, Days, but I did. I'm sorry. She's like, thank you for the apology. I didn't make out with anyone last night. And I fell on my ass playing a twister, even though it might have been sexy because I was in a bikini. And he's like, hot. That's hot. That's hot. Thanks for the info.
Yeah. So then meanwhile, Alex goes over and asks Madison how her night was. And she's like, it was good. And he's like, so is it? It's like, is it true? I was like, I'm happy for you guys. Just kidding. I'm jealous. So then, and now it's nighttime already. It was a full day of cleaning where nothing happened. So we already skipped to 10 p.m. And Alicia did food prep. She made a lasagna and she made a bolognese for Mads because I guess Mads gets her own private bolognese. And they all get into bed and Glenn is in his bed. He's like, oh my God, this bed is so comfy. I'm like, wow, I'm glad you realized that after being with this boat for 10 years that you finally discovered that your bed is comfy.
Yeah, so now it's the morning. Well, he doesn't have a beer resting on it right now, so it must mean that Alex isn't in there for nap time.
Yeah.
So Alicia is, sorry, who cares? So Gary sees Mads and he's like, hello, how are you? I'll tell you what, these guests are fucking amazing. And she's like, then it just cuts to Lucy and she goes, the sunflowers, they stink.
And then she walks into a wall. So then it's provisions, boxes coming through. Lucy has a wide box and she can't figure out how to rotate it to actually walk through like the hallway to get to the galley. She's like, what's going on here? How do I do this? What I do?
It's like, Gary, can you take the box of fish? And he's like, oh, all right. And just turns it. She's like, oh, all right then.
That's how you do it.
So Chase goes into the bath. He tries to go to the bathroom, but he has to mask his face. He's like, whoa, Jesus, did you drop a bomb in there? What is going on? And Gary's like, no, that was Colin.
Yeah. So the guests are coming, so they line up and everything, and here comes Big Jim, and he's like, there's my favorite duo. Hey, America's favorite Big Jim is back. Congratulations, Bravo. Your most magnetic primary guest is on your televisions.
This guy's too much. He's like the straight guy version of Leslie Jordan. Was Leslie Jordan gay? He was gay, right?
He was, yes.
So this is the straight guy version of Leslie Jordan, but not as fun. Because Leslie, R.I.P. Leslie, we love you.
R.I.P.
That guy was way better. So Lucy's...
You're not as good as Leslie Jordan, Jim.
You're not as good, Jim. I know that you're trying. I know that you're going for straight guy Leslie Jordan. Not happening.
So they are approaching, and Lucy's like, where are they from? And I think Gary says, Colorado. And she goes, I don't know where that is. And then she falls off the boat.
So then the guests come, and Jim's like, well, I'd like to welcome y'all to Italy. We miss you. I'll tell you that much. We sure miss y'all. And the captain's like, well, I can't tell you how great it is to have you. All right, you know what? We don't even need to do the tour because you guys have been on the boat before. Now, Daisy, I'm ready to sail. Hey, how you been, girl? You look great. It's me, Big Jim, girl.
Andiamo, let's go sailing. Oh, well, you're in luck because we just checked the weather and we have a 60% chance of good wind and a 100% chance of this boat sinking in about 10 minutes. So let's enjoy while we can.
Also, thankfully to Mads, who we found out has a bolognese addiction, it's about 150 chance of cloudy with meatballs. So that's exciting for her.
Yeah, well, our sail is made of pizza slices, just like in the original book.
So stupid. So
I respected
Mads
it,
helps.
I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it.
Thank you. So Mads helps cut some buns in the kitchen. And I love Alicia. You know, Alicia's not dramatic. She's not, she seems like a good cook. She's well adjusted. I don't know why she's cast on this show. Honestly, just got to be honest. But I do love her, and I really respect making your own buns. I mean,
I know.
God
I thought
damn
that
it,
too.
That's sexy. Slider buns, brioche, girl.
By the way,
yes.
I think the reason why she was cast in the show is because they're banking on a disaster. Because a lot of her stories, not this episode, but in the past, have been like, working in kitchens is terrible. I remember one time I actually put my face right into a vat of bubbling hot oil. And that's just what you have to do. You just have to keep on going. Like every story is about a critical injury she received in the kitchen.
They're just hoping for something. They're hoping for a disaster.
They're hoping for all the knives to fall on her.
That's funny. Okay,
So-
so now they're leaving the dock, and horseradish and beef fillet sliders are served, and they're getting the fenders up, and homemade brioche. Hell yeah, girl, I wrote. And then Jim's like, I love me some horseradish. It's me, Big Jim. Tell your friends. And then we see smoke coming out of the ass of the boat.
Yeah, butt smoke. And then Jim's like, Glenn, we have been bopping up and down the Amalfi Coast from yacht to yacht, doing my Leslie Jordan and stuff, and people love it. My God, we saw a lot of cool shit. Glenn's like, yeah, that's great. Hold on, what was that, Colin? Does smoke the boat's on fire? Okay, the back boat part of the boat is actually in the water. Oh, so we're not sailing. We're diagonal because we're sinking. Is that what you're saying? Got it.
Yeah, I mean, the smoke is just everywhere, and they're just for a while pretending nothing's happening, right? And he's like, okay, some smoke is pluming, and Jim's like, Lynn, is there anything you want to tell me about today's charter? Okay, you better do it right now, partner. And then the alarm goes off, Ben's favorite alarm.
Meep, 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 meep.
It's the, hey, I don't want to interrupt, but think there's a problem. And Colin goes running through the
That's
salon.
the sound of Sheena waiting for an elevator, by the way. Like when you look up and you watch the numbers come down, she's just like,
Meep, 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 meep.
Colin goes, with all the smoke, Colin goes running across the boat, and he runs the way I ran in gym class, which is like floppy wrist run. He's
yeah,
just
you're
like,
not a runner.
I was like, okay, we found Colin's fatal flaw. He has a graceless run.
I have to say, I'm not a runner either. And I've noticed that about you. Neither one of us are really running people.
Literally don't think, like, humans should not be runners. Like,
Right. We've evolved. Like we have DoorDash now. Why do you have to run? Like you don't have to run from a tiger or run towards a tiger. You know what I mean? Like what's the point? We have cars. Stop it. Everybody stop it.
Yeah, stop it. Just go at a casual pace.
Yeah.
So the smoke is getting worse, and Chase goes, something's not right. Oh, you think? Oh, I thought the smoke was a feature of like sailing.
Yeah.
Way to be
Yeah.
observant.
Exactly. So fire alarm at the bridge. Check the bridge just in case. Fifth floor. Fourth floor. So the captain's like, oh gosh, I got to get out of here. We're in shallow water. We need to anchor. What are we going to do? 30 minutes in, we got engine smoking. This ain't good. And then it would have been such a good sail, too. Blah, 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 blah. The temps are all normal. Obviously, something's going on inside the engine. And then the anchor goes down. And then the captain says, shut it down, shut it down. Dun, dun. Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun.
dun, dun.
And Daisy's telling Jim, oh, there's no fire. That's a welcome smoke. That's what you do. And then she's like, I can't believe we're having engine problems. I feel like there's a lot of pressure and focus on the entire time now. I can believe that there's engine problems because this boat is just popsicle sticks and tape at this point. Like,
Yeah, did we
how-
fix the engine the last time? Why are we so surprised? You guys did not fix the engine. Colin
The engine's
emptied
broken.
salt water out of it, air dried it, put some paper towels inside of it, and called it a day.
Like, you guys are acting like this boat is this is a bad boat. It crashed into a dock because it didn't work. Don't you remember? Remember, he was like trying to. The reason why they crashed is because he's like, well, I'm pressing the button to put the boat brakes on, but they're not responding. It's because the boat's broken and it
boat's
crashed into a
broken.
dock. The boat has crashed. The boat has crashed. It's on fire. It's a broken boat.
Yes, this boat is more exhausted than Gary's wiener. Just put it
Yes.
out of commission, okay? So Daisy brings a beer to Jim, and he's like, you better use that to put out the fire. So then Colin explains. We get a Colin explanation segment. He's like, all right, here's what's happening. There's oil dripping inside the turbo, which means there's something seriously wrong in the engine itself, or which the turbo, which helps the engine. Now, I'm not sure where I sit on a scale of catastrophe, but I'll tell you this. I've got cat and I've got ass. We get a trophy, we're dead in the water. Thank you for joining me for Colin's explanation moment.
For Slow and the Furious. So now
Slow and the mildly upset.
our turbo is broken, so we went from Fast and the Furious to slow and not really moving.
Slow and basically happy.
Slow and emphasis on the interior. So Daisy is, so they're serving drinks and stuff, and Daisy's, they're just like, this is like doing stuff. So Jim is like, hey, what does BOAT stand for? Break out another 1,000. Hey, you know what I haven't seen on any, why you haven't seen any stews lately? Because they're all downstairs using fire extinguishers on that smoke.
Oh,
I got a million more
God.
of these jokes.
Or what are you trying to start your residency for comedy at the Golden Nugget? Shut up, Jim. Okay, no one asked for this from you.
I know. So there's just like stuff. I wrote down stuff happening on BOAT. Because it's just stuff is happening. People walking around.
Lucy is eating and dancing at the same time while she does laundry. Figures Lucy eats while she does laundry. I mean, it just fucking figures, okay? And then Jim is arm wrestling with Mads. And then Alicia is singing a song about taking me to Sardinia. And Gary goes, how'd you know how to make Sardinian food? Did you just Google it? And she goes, no, actually, I was born with that knowledge. I don't even know how to pronounce what I'm making, really. But it has cheese, citrus, and one of my pinkies. Because I actually cut it off in there. Should be pretty good.
Hello, this is from the Alexia News Network. We have a breaking news update from Colin about the turbo. So, I figured something out about the turbo, and I'm not just talking about the fish. The turbo's main job is to compress the air going into the engine. So if the air isn't getting compressed, Gary won't have a boner, and then our entire season's ruined. The engine cannot run, and we'll be stuck in anchor until we fix the problem. Got to fix the turbo.
Fix the turbo. So then Mads is doing drinks and Jim is trying to wrestle a drink cup out of her hand on the ground. He's just wacky. Can I just say, Jim, you win the wackiest of all of the guests, Jim. Congrats.
Oh, that would have been so wacky if she'd fallen into the water while she was trying to wrestle that drink out of him off the naughty boy. That would have been the wackiest.
That would have been hilarious. So now they're getting ready for dinner and the captain has been texting. And it says like boat distributor 1, boat part distributor 2, boat part distributor 3. You know what? Let me tell you your first problem. Not one Norma on that list. There was not one. Is Captain Sandy the only person who knows Norma? Because that is the secret weapon. Her name is Norma. She's in every sea. Give her a call. She can handle anything.
Captain Glenn is texting these places like he's on Grindr. It's like, you up, looking. He's like, you got a turbo? Looking? You got a turbo? Hey. You top and bottom?
What the fuck is with him texting everyone? How do you just text all these businesses? I didn't know that you could do that.
Looking for a turbo? You got a turbo? I'm looking for a turbo.
Speaking of, I need to text a business. Damn it. Hold on. I just put it on my to-do list. Text a business.
Looking for a turbo, Ronnie? Looking for a
turbo?
Turbo? Yeah, turbo. I'm looking for a turbo. You guys got turbo? You guys got turbo? Yeah, you got turbo? Yeah. You want? Oh, yeah. Show me a pic of that turbo. I want to see the turbo.
I feel my face moving. I need to text the Botox lady. It's like, what the hell? You said this was going to work for 3 months. I better get $20 back at least.
So there's Glenn finally finds a turbo in Amsterdam. And they're going to get the turbo by tomorrow, which is exciting. And Glenn's like, all right, let's keep going. Let's like solve this problem. And Gary's just like,
wow,
oh, good
I
work,
like
Cap.
that you just made him Reza.
I know.
You know what we should do? We should make this boat go faster. That's so Persian. The boat was smoking outside. Like, even the boat is smoking. That is so Persian.
I just want to meet baby turbo.
Belows of Deck, the Shaws of Sunset version.
So Alicia's big thing is she's serving family style, so she doesn't have timing issues. So they're sort of figuring that up and everything. And then Chase and Lucy in the morning, that we hear that they are going to be having to lead a yoga class, and Chase is just going to like fudge his way through it because that's what everyone wants, right? A big buffoon leading their yoga class.
Fake yoga, yeah, that's what no one knows enough yoga poses to know that this is going to be fake. So they start taking a seat for dinner, and Jim's like, for being stranded, it wasn't such a terrible day. Wanted arm wrestling, almost pushed a girl in the water. That was fun. So then food delivery. It's local octopus, which I love. That was nice. Could you imagine if she was like, hey, guys, this is American octopus that we brought in. Hope you enjoy it.
Local octopus. And Jim's
Boarding,
like, oh, yeah.
boarding group C on Southwest Octopus. So got that just for you guys.
And then a guest is like, one guest goes, the boat breaks down 2 times out of 4 trips. It's probably time for a new boat. I was like, thank you for finally stating the obvious on this show.
Yeah. So the food looks great as usual.
Yeah.
So then the captain notices that Daisy and Alicia have taken aboard everything that he said, all his criticisms, and he's noticing a big, huge improvement. So then Jim is talking to Ken, because Ken is dressed like a Long John Silver. Like, I don't know what Ken, his friend, is dressed like.
It's like
but
red.
He goes,
yeah, like a Sardinian outfit or something.
He's like your Sardinian outfit, Ken. And Ken's like, oh, yeah, I'm like the local Elton John. That's funny. It's a gay thing.
Yeah.
I'm a pirate, but a butt pirate. Get it? Isn't that funny?
The octopus and I are roommates. We're both local. So Chase is telling Alex before Alex starts his night shift to like clean the teak or do something to the teak. Treat the teak because they're gonna be doing yoga in the morning. So now Alex is cleaning. It's overnight. Everyone's gone to sleep. Alex is cleaning, and he tells us, coming from like smaller boats, I'm not used to cleaning things over and over again just for it to get dirty before the sun even comes up. Like the work that we do on a super yacht, it just feels a little counterproductive. Like, you're on a luxury yacht. You have to clean it all the time. What are you talking about? Doing it once a week on your
like,
little
this
Miami
sucks.
booze cruise? Come on.
Yeah. Well, it's like a kid. It's like, why am I making my bed? I'm just going to make it a mess later anyway. He's like, why would you clean something outside? Because, like, outside is dirty. So, like, is something ever clean? No, because it's outside. I was like, wow, you're going far in life.
You know
I
what
can
he should
really
do?
tell.
He should just like clean it at the end of the season because like what's the point? It's just gonna get dirty again. Just have people walk around in the grime.
Yeah, who cares? So he starts falling asleep and watch and stuff and doing push-ups on the desk. So we know this isn't going to go well. And now it's day 2 of charter, setting up for breakfast. Chase
giant
starts
watermelon.
walking around the boat and seeing that Alex has not done his job. And he's like, this is definitely not the first time I'm picking up the slack for Alex. You know, like if Gary looks at this boat and says it looks terrible, I'm going to look like the asshole, and I'm not taking the fall for that. Sorry, buddy.
And did you see that enormous watermelon that Alicia was cracking open? I mean, that thing was huge. Are watermelons normally that big? I feel like I've never seen one that big.
Can I just say it's watermelon time in the world again? Because it's May when we're doing this. I got a watermelon. I love watermelon. Okay, I eat a lot of watermelon, and I got one the other day. You can get them year round because we live in the modern world where they can like grow them all the time, but they're like normally like this big the rest of the time. These watermelons were bigger than a toddler. This shit was ridiculous. It wouldn't fit on the screen. It's huge. They're huge.
It was enormous. And Dom pointed out that it was a good one because I guess it has the yellow patch. I think you want ones that have the yellow patch on it, right? Doesn't that mean it's
That's
the best
what I
kind?
hear. That's when you know that they're ripe. So I get the one with the yellow circle on it, but they have not been that sweet lately. So I'm wondering if you need it like right when the yellow patch is starting to show. I don't know what it is.
Either way, wherever she got this thing, I mean, they could literally just all board that watermelon and make that the new boat that they're on because it was enormous and it's not going to catch on fire.
Yeah, it floats. So then, let's see. So now it's time to do yoga. So Chase does this first he tries to do meditation, which isn't yoga, but still I get it. You sometimes do that. So he's like, let's take a moment, be in the morning. First of all, he's too loud to do yoga.
He's too loud. And he keeps saying, yeah. He's like, all right, just soak this in. Yeah. You want to just like relax. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to, okay, just like think about clear your mind. Yeah. Please stop saying yeah.
Hey guys, we're going to take a moment to be in the morning. Yep. Yep. Right. Okay. We're going to be around our surroundings, huh? Yep. Huh, guys? Huh? Oh my God. And they start kind of laughing at him because he's obviously terrible, right? So then he starts doing any stretch that he can cornhole everybody, okay? First, he does the hot And it does make him
He's got a
sexy.
booty.
I'm a pervert like that. I was like, he's cute. Like he did do a good booty thing. And then he did this thing where he just rolls on his back and then like grabs his ankles. And I was like, I don't know what in the world you're doing, but I do like you more now. So whatever it was worked.
It was the second time we saw that on Bravo this week too, because Alex on Summer House Martha's Vineyard did the exact same thing. They're just like, well, on reality TV now, might as well just cornhole the nation.
That's fuck boys. That's what they do. They see a
boys do
camera and they immediately grab their ankles. And I'm like, you know what? You're ready to work. And I appreciate it. Thanks for clocking in today.
Yeah, Lucy's like cracking up. She's like cannot deal with Chase being so ridiculous. So guess what? Here comes the water taxi, and the water taxi has something special on it. A turbo. So the turbo is on its way, and actually it arrives. It actually arrives, and everyone applauds. It's like a very special moment because now everyone's at breakfast. So turbo comes through, people are clapping, and then Jim's like, "Guess what we're gonna do today? We're gonna sail."
So then,
I wish the itinerary had, "We're gonna throw you overboard."
we're gonna Leslie Jordan toss. So that's happening. Okay, so Chase goes to Gary and he's like, "So morning brew, right? Yeah, right. Okay. Hey, can I speak to you about the boat this morning?" He goes, "It looks like shit, doesn't it?" And the captain comes up and he's like, "Wait a minute, this should be rinsed at night." And Gary's like, "Yeah, it's what we were just talking about. I'll have a talk with Alex, a completely professional one, of course, because I'm the leader here, and I will make this totally about me singing out, and I will not throw anyone under the bus. All right? Great."
Yeah, exactly. So then, so now Colin is like installing the turbo and everything, and then one of the ladies is like, "Hey, Daisy, hey, can you put up this disturbing flag? This being here in the Mediterranean amongst all these Europeans is nice, but we want to remind everyone that we're just terrible Americans. So here's a flag of Jim naked except for a thing on his crotch. Can you put this up, and that way all the neighboring boats can see it? Thanks."
This is how you start wars. Okay, this is how
it
wars
happens.
are started. This is how maritime wars are started.
Yeah.
So they're going to do that. They have to burn all the smoke out of the engine. So Colin's like starting the boat. The turbo works. They burn the smoke. It's amazing. And guess what? Now we can go sailing. So everybody sails. And then the boat goes off. And then they're taking up the anchor. And then they're putting up the fenders. And then people are woohooing. And Jim's dick is flying up there for the world's.
And they're super diagonal since they haven't been diagonal all charter, because Daisy's like, "All right, girls, fully stowed because we're gonna sail hard." And they, like, all the cutting boards are just like diving off. The cutting boards are like, "Guys, if you want to be in the trailer for the show, now is your time, okay? On the count of 3, let's jump off the shelf." So the cutting boards are out. We didn't actually see the shelf do its thing, which made me sad because we normally get the shelf. But the sail is up, the flag is flying, and then the episode just ended, and that was it.
Yeah, next time is a big Jim talent show, so I think that means we're dipping out on that one. I'm going to just go ahead and make a prediction that we're not going to recap that one. Okay.
You know what, everyone? We are not going to support talent shows on Bravo. So next week there will be, Ronnie just made a decision, and I'm going to support him. I'm going to back my work husband. There will be no Below Deck next week because of this talent show. We are protesting. So
But
we'll
we have
Dancing
a
Queens or something.
million recaps next week. Well, also there's Memorial Day next week, so it's going to be. We are still going to have a full slate of recaps, by the way, but we've just got a ton going on. Vanderpump Rules reunion, Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion,
Yeah,
Summer
it's a
House
lot.
reunion, Martha's Vineyard Summer House, amazing show. Real Housewives of Atlanta, starting slow. Always have hope for Atlanta. But there is a ton going on, so just keep coming back. Thanks to everybody who's new on YouTube.
And
it's really cool to see you guys in the
Yes,
comments.
thank you. And by the way, Top Chef is just to add on to that. Top Chef this week is going to be on Monday and Memorial Day, so that way we can have a little bit of a break. So Top Chef will be on Monday, and then everything else will resume after that.
Yes, we sure love you guys. Thank you for being here. If you want these day that they are recorded, come join Patreon Crappens on Demand and go to watchwhatcrappens.com. Guess what? Guess for what? For links to our tickets and live show, our Patreon, our socials. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on so many things, guys. And guess what? We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.